Hey, how you doing, everybody? This is Matt with UBV News. Yep, so real quick, everybody, let me break this down for you, right? So the Supreme Court allows Trump to proceed with mass firings at education departments. So if you remember, not too long ago, there was this whole big thing with Doge, right? They were just doing all these massive layoffs, in these federal agencies. And obviously, the Department of Education is one of them. And in case you don't know, who runs the Department of Education right now, Linda McMahon, aka the wife of Vince McMahon, WWE, right? But this court case is extremely important. People aren't talking about it. Everybody's talking about the Epstein case, but this is really, really big, right? Because the lower courts had pretty much said that no, Trump can't lay off all these people, but the Supreme Court ruled that he could, right? And I think that is a major thing, right? I don't know how this will impact other decisions that are happening around, massive layoffs in other departments, but this is a pretty big win for the Trump administration. You kind of look through this, has a few different things. This article from CNN. Look what they say. The United States Supreme Court has handed a major victory to parents and students across the country by declaring the Trump administration may proceed on returning the functions of the Department of Education back to the states, Trump said, thanking the Supreme Court for their decision. Now with this great Supreme Court decision, our Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, may begin this very important process. So pretty much they're saying, hey, let's give some of the functions back to the states. And look what they say. As we return education to the states, this administration will continue to perform all the statutory duties while empowering families and teachers by reducing education bureaucracy. It sounds good, but what I fear is that I don't think they even have a plan when they send it back to the states. I think this is all a cost-cutting measure to cut costs, obviously partially for the cuts, and also part of Project 2025, right? We're talking about 1,400 employees, right? So what does this mean? A lot of services are going to be slow. So if you have loans with the student, with federal agency, with the Department of Education, it's going to take longer to get that stuff processed. Also, if you're a new student going to college and you're trying to apply for loans, some of that is going to be very, very difficult moving forward. And essentially, the Department of Education, as we know it, won't function, at least for the next few years, won't function in the way that we've become accustomed to it functioning. And according to them, we're going to send it back to the state. So I'll just say this, it's a pretty interesting article. Make sure you stay up to date on the real issues. Jeffrey Epstein is obviously a huge scandal, but in terms of the bread and butter issues that impact your life, this is the stuff to follow. So just make sure you follow this type of stuff and you stay tuned. If you found this information helpful, make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Take care, everybody.